This is the Kevin Trudeau Show.
I am exposing the corruption in government and in major multinational corporations. We're telling you the things that they don't want you to know that will make your life better.
Welcome, Kevin Trudeau here. Kevin Trudeau Show, everything they don't want you to know about to improve the quality of your life. We have a great show today. Stay with us for the entire show. How to train a chicken. Wait till you see, I'm telling you. How to train a chicken. And I'm going to give away today, let's see, 15,000, 2,500, that's 17,500. Oh, and 20,000. I'm giving away over $30,000 to every single person who takes some action today. I'm going to give you an opportunity to get a gift of over $30,000. Actually, 3 gifts totaling over $30,000, so stay with me for that. I'm going to give you some updates on my legal situation. I'm in court this week. At the end of the week, I am in court again. Could be the last time I'm ever in court, or it could be the start of a whole new thing. I'm going to give you the update on that. And news, the news, what's in the news, things that are happening all around the world that affect your life that they don't want you to know about. That's not being reported on in the mainstream media, being totally ignored. These things are critical. You need to know about them because they affect your life. And if you know what they are, then you can start making some adjustments to improve your life. Be at cause over your environment. First, I'm going to start off with the legal update. As you know, I have been dealing with the Federal Trade Commission in the United States for decades. Decades. It is unconscionable what they have done. I have done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. I've offered books like Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About, which was a #1 New York Times bestseller. 26 weeks, #1 on the New York Times list because everyone loved it. Author of The Weight Loss Cure They Don't Want You to Know About, New York Times bestseller, because everyone loved it. And I got hundreds of thousands of testimonials from people who used the Dr. Simeon's weight loss protocol that I talked about to lose weight. Many of those people said faster and easier than ever before. Mega Memory, how to improve your memory. Millions of copies sold because everyone loved it. Mega Speed Reading with Howard Berg, the world's fastest reader. How to improve your reading speed. Tens of millions of copies sold because everyone loved it and it worked. Mega Math with Scott Flansburgh, the human calculator, been featured on all the major talk shows. It worked, helped improve your ability to do math calculations in your head, get you over the fear of math. Millions and millions of copies sold because everyone loved it. Ellen Kreidman's Light Your Fire for both men and women, how to spark up a relationship and have a better relationship. Millions of copies sold because everyone loved it, etc., 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 etc. No customer complaints. Nobody said that they bought something and they didn't like it and they didn't get a refund. Lowest return rate of virtually anybody in the direct response industry. Highest repeat buy rate, which means when a customer bought one of my products, they bought another one. They loved it. Didn't do anything wrong. But I was exposing things that the government don't want you to know about. I was exposing corporate corruption and how the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, works with the government to suppress the truth about natural cures, natural ways to cure or prevent disease. And by the way, we have now in the administration with President Donald Trump, RFK, Robert Kennedy Jr., who, for those of you who are in the natural health consciousness, you should be thanking your creator. It's the first time in history we have someone who is open to natural remedies and open to the science that the mainstream media ignores because it doesn't go along with their narrative. Amazing. The first guy to back up what we've been saying in the natural health industry for decades, that fluoride is a deadly poison and the government is putting it in the water on purpose to reduce IQ and make you basically a slave. And people don't know the history of fluoride. Fluoride was put into the water supply by the Nazis. That's how it started. The Nazi scientists, brilliant, knew that drinking fluoride, if you put fluoride in the water supply and people would drink it, it would suppress their thyroid, calcify the pineal gland, reduce their IQ, reduce their ability to be aggressive or motivated and inspired. It basically made them numb, just like the British did to the Chinese by getting them all on opium. This is a deadly chemical, and it's outlawed all around the world. Like in Switzerland, the different countries, the science is so clear, this is a poison. Someone says, well, it's not a poison. Oh, really? Fluoride, if you had a canister of fluoride and you wanted to get rid of it, you have to get rid of it under the same standard as you would if you had a canister of nuclear waste. That's how poisonous and deadly it is. Now, here we have a guy named RFK. And you may like him, you may disagree with him, but at least he has a conversation and is open to different opinions, the free flow of ideas and opinions. So we have a guy now backing up virtually everything I said in the Natural Cures book. So these are the things that the government didn't want you to know. And because I was an outspoken critic of the Federal Trade Commission and the Food and Drug Administration and the Environmental Protection Agency and the government, exposing Monsanto and other major corporations, including the most powerful lobbyist group in the history of mankind, the drug industry, I got crucified. A complete BS witch hunt where I was never charged with a crime. Things like unsubstantiated claims. And the government would go on to have press conferences, talk to the media. The media would just repeat the lies. That's how it works. That's how it works. And today, we're getting close to potentially an end or a major escalation. We have a court hearing coming up this week. I cannot tell you the conversations that I've had with the FTC. They are private, confidential, off-the-record negotiations. But we are negotiating a settlement, which means an effective ending of the litigation. No more legal bills, potentially. No more being called into court, potentially. No more attaching of companies and assets and threats to incarcerate me, potentially. Basically a handshake and an armistice. Nobody's surrendering. Believe me, the federal government does not surrender. They're going to be ordering me to do something. They have to do that. But it's an armistice, a détente, where we agree to disagree and we agree not to attack each other. That is potentially coming. I'll know next week. So on next week's show, if I'm not here, that means I was taken into custody, because that's still on the table. But there's a good chance that's going to come to a conclusion. And let me tell you where we're at. I can tell you very little, but I can tell you this. The government initially asked for $1 million. And if I could write that check, it would effectively be over. Well, we don't have $1 million in all the accounts. The money that comes into the Kevin Trudeau fan club, to Trudeau Consulting, it's used to pay all the expenses and bills. And we have we're a startup company. So all the money that has come in, it goes out to pay salaries, the set, which cost a fortune to build, the rents, the lighting bill, the Wi-Fi, the internet, all the equipment, the travel costs to put on the events. Anytime people buy a money process or relationship process, we have to send people there and pay them, get a hotel, pay salaries, airline, food, meals. If you come to Chicago, we have the room, we have the dinners. It's a lot of expenses. So there's, the money comes in and it goes out in normal business expenses. And it's growing slowly. But right now, we just don't have that $1 million. So over the last month or so, we've been doing some appeals to you saying, hey, if you could make a one-time donation to the Kevin Trudeau fan club, this could really help. Because if I could write that check that they're asking for, this potentially could be over. And there's two things that really are critical that have to happen this week to bring this to a conclusion. Number one, I have to have enough money to write the check for what they're asking for. And that's really going to come from you. Now, people always ask me, Kevin, you just posted a picture of you at the Global Information Network event with all these multimillionaires. There were 7 multimillionaires there. You know all these super rich people. You've known them for decades. Why don't they just write you a check, for $1 million or whatever you need and get this thing over with? They have offered. My friends, when I got out of prison, came to me and said, Kevin, you're sleeping on a couch in a 900 square foot condo with a roommate. And I bless and thank Josh Novi for giving me a place to stay when I was released, because I had to stay in Chicago. That was the requirement. I just didn't know anyone here. And Josh Novi, if you're watching, I love you. I miss you. I'm going to come down to your Novi Land Ranch in Kentucky. And he puts on retreats, by the way. And if you haven't gone to one of Josh Novi's retreats, you are missing out. He's a wonderful man and puts on an amazing, spiritually uplifting retreat at his Novi Land Ranch, which was his dream that he just got in Kentucky. But when I got out, people from around the world called me and said, Kevin, let me get you an ultra luxury penthouse apartment downtown Chicago. Let me get you a Rolls Royce. Let me get you set up with a brand new wardrobe. Let me take care of you. I'll get you a butler. Many, many people offered things like that. And I said, you can't do that, because the government has made it very clear that they think I'm hiding some assets, which clearly I'm not, because if I had some money hidden away, I would have just wrote the check 15 years ago and I wouldn't have gone to prison for 10 years. Why would I give up 10 years of my life if I had a couple $100 million like the government thinks I had, or had some hidden assets? It's ridiculous. As you know, and many people don't know, I gave all my money away. The book Natural Cures, for example, it says right in the cover, all the royalties go to charity. I didn't get any royalties on the book Natural Cures, which sold almost 50 million copies. If I got royalties on that at $3 a book, that's $150 million. And actually the royalties would have been higher, but I didn't get that money. I gave it all away. I never took a royalty on that book. And I was, very philanthropic. I gave money away. We took care of our staff, our customers. It wasn't about me acquiring wealth. It was about me providing a service to humanity. And that was really hard for the government to grasp. But when they looked at the numbers, they just couldn't comprehend that all the money that came in went out in expenses. It wasn't like hoarded off into some account. But they still thought that I had some mastermind, Dr. Evil plan of hiding the money somehow, even though the forensic accountants came in and looked at everything. So when my friend said they'll do this for me and they'll write checks, they'll help pay it off, I said, no, you can't do that, because the government is convinced that I am hiding assets. And if you do that, they effectively told me they would come after you. They would subpoena you, they would depose you, they would send in forensic accountants and look at every transaction for the rest of your life, everything you did, and they would assume that you're just giving back money that you're holding from me. And you don't want that misery, because as you know, the government's mandate is, show me the person and I will show you the crime. I said, and you know that if the government puts a target on you, you are going to be charged with some crime. We know that today. We see it all over politically, where the political party in power uses the Justice Department or attorney generals. They put a target on someone that they don't like, a political opponent, and they go after them and they charge them with ridiculous crimes where there's no victim. Donald Trump, for example, whether you like him or not, is irrelevant. You have to look at the facts here objectively. And it doesn't matter who it is, but his name is Donald Trump, but it could have been anybody. He went to banks and said, here are my financial statements. I want loans. And all over the financial statements, it said, do not rely on these numbers. You need to do your own due diligence. These are called disclaimers. These are estimates that we estimate. Your experts may estimate them differently. Do your due diligence. Do not take any of these as absolutely 100% factual or accurate. These are our estimates of net worth, et cetera, et cetera. The bank, in this particular case, Deutsche Bank, had their experts review it. They said, we're comfortable with the disclosures. We're comfortable with the numbers. We want your business, Mr. Trump. And they transacted businesses. And Deutsche Bank made tens of millions of dollars in profits on those transactions. They were thrilled with the business relationship with the Trump organization. And then the Attorney General sued Trump and said the information was not 100% accurate. There's no victim. The victim here, Deutsche Bank, said, no, we're happy with the transactions. We did our due diligence. We looked at the disclosures. We looked at the disclaimers. We're okay with this. We don't have any problem. And the Attorney General says, it doesn't matter. We're going to go after Trump anyway. So the victim in this case said, no, there is no victim. I'm not a victim. I'm happy with the transaction. It was great. It was fantastic. That was like, just imagine two people have sex. And the woman and the guy both say, man, it was great sex. We loved the sex. We're going to have sex again. It was fantastic. We loved it. And the government comes in and goes, well, I'm going to charge the guy with rape. And the woman says, no, he didn't rape me. This was consensual sex. We've had sex for weeks, months, always consensually. We're going to continue to have sex. We have a relationship. There's no rape involved. What are you talking about? And the government says, well, we don't care what you say. We're still charging him with rape. That's what happened here. So we know the government can pick a person and charge them with something and get a conviction, even though there's no victim. There's no loss. Nobody lost any money. Everybody was happy and made money. So in my case, it was the same way. So when my friends, and people always ask me this, say, Kevin, you have all these rich friends. Why don't they just help you out? Because I told them, guys and gals, both men and women that I know are very wealthy that have offered to do amazing things for me. I said, no, don't do that. And look, there's another reason why. Number one, I don't want you to put yourself in jeopardy because we know how bad the government can be. We've seen it historically. It's there. There are people in the government that are just overly aggressive. They have political agendas. They're trying to get a notch on their gun belt. And it's really a terrible thing. So I said, do not give me any large amounts of money. And so the number that came out was somewhere around $50,000. So if somebody gave me $50,000, it would be fine, especially if somebody that I didn't know very well, somebody that I didn't have a long-term 20-year, 30-year relationship with, somebody that I maybe met only once or twice, then that would be okay. The government would say, well, clearly that person's not hiding your assets. And if I got money from hundreds of people or thousands of people in terms of donations to the Kevin Trudeau fan club, or purchasing any of the other things that we offer, then that would be okay. And so that's why I haven't gone to my very wealthy friends for help, even though they've come to me. I mean, overwhelmingly, the love and support has been overwhelming, and I had to tell them, no, stand down, don't do this. And the second reason is I told my friends, look, if I don't have support from people around the world that are willing to step up financially, then I don't need to do this. I don't need to do the Kevin Trudeau show. I don't need to do the fan club. I don't need to do the monthly Zooms. I don't need to do all the things that I'm doing, the relationship process, the money processes. The next processes will be coming out, which is the spiritual enlightenment processes, releasing all the stops that are holding you back from attaining enlightenment, the health processes, all the things that are holding you back for your physical health. I don't have to do this. It's a huge amount of work. I don't have to write the book, a brand new natural cures book next year. Your Wish is Your Command book next year, an organic scam, a vitamin scam, and a new book called Spiritual Materialism. I don't have to write that stuff. I didn't have to write the Science of Personal Mastery course. I didn't have to do the Success Mastery course, level 9, 10, 11, and 12. I don't have to do all this work. I'll retire and golf and fish and travel around the world, and I can set up companies, normal companies, like I have with World's Best Nutritionals and Organics, and make hundreds of millions of dollars, which I intend to do with the World's Best Nutritionals and Organics company, which is an amazing company with an amazing potential. We have investors from all around the world joining in on that, saying, I want to invest in getting in that. There are people all around the world saying, put me on the list, and when the supplements come out, the nutritional supplements that's replacing the KT Daily that I came out with 12 years ago, I want to be first on that list, and if you get on the list, we'll give you a discount. Matter of fact, I think we have it, yeah. For the Kevin Trudeau Daily, I think we have, if you go to the fan club and they can, there's someplace where a person can punch in their email and get on the list for the Kevin Trudeau Daily. So if you're interested in getting on that list when we come out with the product, you can do that. So the point is, here we are. Let me tell you, we're this close. I put out an appeal on the Telegram channel for the fan club. I sent an appeal email out, giving you the scene. We need $1 million. That's what the government asked for. We're 2/3 of the way there. So on Saturday, we did all the math. We need about $200,000 more. And over the weekend, it's about $250,000 more. So over the weekend, we got really close. We're almost halfway to that threshold. So we're about 10% away from reaching the number. So I'm going to ask you, if you'd like to give a one-time donation, and look, don't put yourself in financial jeopardy. Don't put your under any financial stress. But any type of one-time donation you can give to the Kevin Trudeau Fan Club. Right now, this is where the rubber meets the road. Because come Friday, when I have my court hearing, if I can say I can write the check, it's a good thing this thing will be over. And I will not be incarcerated. And there's a good chance it could be over forever. Which means I can travel internationally. And for those of you watching around the world, I already have making plans. I'm coming to Canada. Once I get travel internationally approved and I'm released to travel internationally, I'm coming to Canada. I'm coming to Europe. I might be going to Istanbul for many of our friends in that region. I might be coming to Central and South America, but I'll be doing kind of a world tour, and it will be a thank you tour. So there'll be some very special things. And when I look at the Kevin Trudeau Fan Club over the last 2 years, I've already asked William, who owns the fan club, William and Matt, to start pulling the numbers of each person and exactly how much they contributed over the last couple of years. And I'm going to take the top contributors, the people that have donated the most money, either in one-time donations or in partnership, or purchasing money processes or relationship process or Guru Care books, throughout any of our organizations. I'm taking the people that contributed the most, and I'm going to be doing something very, very, very special because I remember my friends. I'll tell you what, you want to be in that group if you can. If you can, you want to be in that group. So I'm going to encourage you right now to go to KevinTrudeauFanClub.com and make a contribution of any amount. And by the way, if you can make a $1,000 contribution, you're going to get one of the Guru Kev books, the numbered special editions. We're still working with the printers to get those done. We hope to get them mailed out in January. If you make a contribution of $15,000, you get 1 week with me, a whole week with me. There's only 30 people at the world-famous Golden Door Spa in Escondido, California, next June. It'll be a 1 week at this world-class facility. We own it. It's only us. There'll be 30 of us. And I have a very special program there, in addition to pedicures and manicures and facials and massages and steams and meditation and yoga and body scrubs, herbal wraps, hiking, tennis, pickleball, anything and everything. You can do nothing or as much as you want. It's a plethora of things. This will be very special programs with me as well. So any contribution of $15,000. And of course, if anybody purchases the money processes or relationship processes or the 3 seminars I got coming up in December, if you want money process information, send us an email to Money Processes. They put that up there. If you want information on relationship processes, we'll give you the dates and locations. All that's going to help. It's going to happen now, though. It's going to happen in the next couple of days. It's going to make the big difference. So that's the first thing. There's 2 things that have to happen by Friday for me to effectively sign the armistice. Number 1, I have to be able to write that check. And we're really close. We're really close. Secondly, in order to stay in business, because that's going to wipe out all the accounts, we need partners. Because the partners are the revenue that comes in to the club each month, which pays all the bills. If you're not a partner in the Kevin Trudeau Fan Club, become a partner. For just $25 a month, that's the lowest level you can get in at, $25, you get a monthly Zoom with me every single month, 2 to 3 hours, where I answer partner questions. And it is an awesome presentation. You're getting information that people say they don't hear anyplace else because it's intimate, It's not public. It's only for partners. That's worth $25 a month. Heck, that's worth $1,000 a month. Secondly, as a partner, you get an invitation to the annual partner convention where I meet you personally. I do what's called darshan there, where I bless every single person in addition to training and other information and pictures with you and autographs. I meet every single person, shake anybody's hand. Any picture you want, you get it. Signing a book, no problem. It's very cool. That is worth $1,000. And then you get access to the partner area of the fan club website, where all the past Zoom calls have been recorded and they're broken down by question and answer. It is a resource that if I was just starting off in business, this would be priceless, beyond comprehension, to have access to a mentor answering questions extemporaneously, informally. You hear the real stuff, not just a canned speech. It's awesome. And to get access to that library of questions and answers, I could sell that as a product for $15,000. Jay Abraham or Bob Proctor or any of those guys, Tony Robbins, they'd sell it for $25,000 to $35,000. Believe me, because I talked to Bob, of course, passed away. But I know what they would charge for that material. And you get it for free as a partner, only $25 a month. We have different levels of partnership. You can do a $50 a month or $100 or $250 or $500 or $1,000. And there's more benefits at each one. Private dinners with me, autographed books, monthly energy work. It's awesome. But I'm going to do something today. I mentioned at the head of the show to give something away because I need to show them on this week, Friday, that there's a massive increase in the number of new partners and an increase in the higher level partners. So if you are a partner, I need you to upgrade. So if you're not, consider becoming a partner. You get value and you save me. And if you are a partner, upgrade. You get huge value and you help save me. So it's a win-win, right? So here's what I'm going to do. Anybody by this week, by the end of the week, there's 3 high levels. It's called diamond. Well, there's platinum, diamond, and patron. Those are the 3 highest levels, right, Brian? There's platinum, which is $250 a month, right? Then there's diamond at $500 a month, and then there's patron at $1,000 a month. And look, for some of you, that's just impossible. You can't squeeze that financially, and I get it. But here's what I'm going to do. If you're already a partner and you upgrade, or if you're not a partner and you hit that level, here's what you're going to do. Everybody who's a platinum partner by the end of the week, that's $250 a month, and you stay a platinum partner for 12 months, I'm going to give you 1 free money process or relationship process, which is a $3,000 value. Absolutely free. And we come to you, remember, if you can't come to us, we come to you. And I'm going to give you another one. So you're going to get 2. So if you're a $250 platinum partner, in addition to all the benefits there, you're going to get 2 processes, either 2 money processes, 2 relationship processes, or 1 of each. Absolutely free. But there's more. That's a $6,000 value. If you become a diamond partner, which is $500 a month, a diamond partner, you can see there, diamond partner, you get 1 private exclusive dinner with me per year for diamonds and patrons, plus you get all the benefits of bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. You're going to get 4 processes for free. That's $12,000 worth of processes. You pick. You can get 2 money processes, 2 relationship process, 3 money processes, 1 relationship, 3 relationship, 1 money, 4 relationship, or 4 money. You choose. That's $12,000 in processes, absolutely free. And for those of you who can stretch and become a patron partner by this week, by patron. Now, if you're already a partner, all you have to do is upgrade. And if you're not, you sign up at this level. In addition to all the other benefits, and when you go online, you see all the benefits, you're going to get 8 processes. That's $32,000 worth of processes, absolutely free. Now, why am I doing this? Now, it's not to be nice, quite frankly. I'm doing this for two reasons. Number one, I really do want to end this case. If you can imagine, for over 3 decades, I've been in court virtually every month, reading legal briefs. I mean, I'm a lawyer, man. With the amount of legal briefs that I had to read and write in cases, I could pass the bar exam. I sit down with my lawyers and they all go, man, you're a really good lawyer. Where did you go to, guys who are on the outside, when I'm in the meeting, they go, where did you go to law school, Mr. Trudeau? I go, it's called the School of Life. So I really do want it to end. So I'm pulling out all the stops to try to get you to make a decision to help me get across the finish line. Secondly, I know so many of you have said, hey, with the money processes, you don't offer a payment plan. If you did, I'd buy them. Well, I'm giving you that opportunity effectively. I'm giving you the deal of the century. Now, some of you said, well, I already bought all the money processes. I bought all the relationship processes. Good. You still get them for free, which means you can give them away to a friend or relative, or you can sell them. So you have real cash in your hand that you can sell, and you can even sell them at a discount. Take the money and we'll do a transfer on that. It's a phenomenal opportunity. Phenomenal opportunity. So the two things that have to happen for me to basically end this deal on Friday, and it's still up in the air, is number one, I need enough money coming in where I can write the check. That comes from your donations, or if you purchase money processors, relationship process, Guru Kept books, Golden Door, anything at all, or a one-time contribution to the fan club. And number two, the number of people that are signed up as partners, and I need a lot of new partners, and I need a lot of high-level partners, because that's going to give us the revenue so that we know that we are stable and secure, and we can build this thing very, very big next year. The fan club and Trudeau Consulting. It is going to be the best year ever next year. I can tell you right now, everything is coming together. If you believe in God, the hand of God is on this. It really, really is. And it's because of your love, your support, your prayers, your positive vibrations. However you view that, that's the number one thing. And number two, it really comes down to your financial support. Because at the end of the day, when you support somebody energetically, the universe says, oh, sure you do. Where's the sacrifice? But when you make a sacrifice financially and step up, that's when the universe says, this man is serious. And your energetic desire then is a seed planted in good soil and will produce spectacular results. And that's why we're getting virtually a miracle is happening right before your eyes. So take advantage of that. And thank you. I'll give you more updates. I won't really have any more updates on Wednesday, but next week you'll hear. So go to KevinTrudeauFanClub.com, make a one-time donation of any amount. Again, if $1,000 gets you the Guru Kept book, $15,000 gets you 1 week with me. We only have 8 openings left, by the way. There's only 8 openings. So first come, first serve. And if you can become a partner, if you're not a partner, at whatever level you can afford. And if you are a partner, upgrade to whatever level you can. And I'm giving you so much money here. Again, if you go at the $250 a month level, you're going to get 2 processes for free, $6,000. You go to the 500 level, you get 4. And if you go to the 1,000, how many did I say?
8.
8, okay. Right? Did I say 8 or 8? Yeah, 8. 8 times 3 is 32, right?
Yep.
8 times 3 is 24.
4. That's 24.
24. Did you sure I said 8? Did I say 12?
I'm not sure. I need to go listen.
I'm not sure either, but it should be 8. If I said more than that, that was you can do the math. It should be 8. So 8 times 3,000 is 24,000 in freebies. Yeah, it should be 8. So it's 8 processes at $3,000 each. That's $24,000 in freebies. what else can I do? I'm just giving money away. So what else can I do? And I'm going to tell you this again. I'm not going to say it too many times. I'm going to pull that list and I'm going to take the top contributors, and maybe the top 50, maybe the top 100. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to take the people that have contributed the most over the last 2 years via all of our venues through the fan club and Trudeau Consulting. And you're going to get a private invitation. You're going to get some special things. I am going to bless you in ways that you will feel amazing, because I always remember my friends. Because you gave not expecting anything in return, but I'm going to give you something in return. And you're going to think, man, I gave not expecting anything, and look at the blessing that I just got. And it's going to be, your tears are going to come to your eyes. I'm telling you, I always remember my friends. And if the top level is 200 people or 300 people, I'll do it for all of you. I just need people in that. And when I look at the numbers, I'll come up with the exact. So I'm going to encourage you. You're making an investment in yourself when you give to the fan club, become a partner, or purchase any of the processes that we offer. All right. I just finished up, by the way, family reunion with the Global Information Network. People saying it was the best motivational, inspirational, life-changing event they've ever been to. People that were at the Global Information Network event at the Palmer House Hotel in Chicago last weekend. Many of them have gone to Tony Robbins seminars, Bob Proctor seminars, Joe Dispenza seminars. You name the seminar, they've been there, and they loved them, and they thought they were great and inspired and motivated. And then they came to this, and they said, there's nothing like it. It was off the charts. I want to show you a little video, just with some video clips of the event. For those of you who were there, leave comments about your experience there. And if you weren't there, I want you to pick up some of the energy here, because I'm going to give you something else for free in a minute.
This weekend, empty your cup. Be willing to receive, because it's going to be like drinking from a fire hose this weekend.
The dream is real. And the only way that you can reach your dream is by eliminating every objection in your own mind.
Their why was to win championships. But the why behind the why, they hated to lose. Don't take your last breath without living a life beyond your wildest dreams.
Successful people are always willing to do what the other guys ain't willing to do. And I was in the swimming pool, and we were talking about, what is the missing element. Grabs my head and he shoves me under the water. He says, when you want something as bad as you want it to breathe, that's when you'll get it.
When you're willing to do whatever it takes, it's a done deal.
Success is a decision away. Stop. Okay. Think about it. Focus on it. What does it really mean? Guess what? You don't need anything else. Just that one nugget of gold can create everything you want in life and manifest all your goals, dreams, and reality. But you won't. You'll read the next one, because you'll think it's the next one that's going to give it to you. You have to do the work. You can't change yourself unless you do the work. And the work is the Success Mastery course and the Science of Personal Mastery course.
Is the training worth it? Yes, yes, yes. The whole purpose of this is to open up a field of dreams, to open up possibilities.
Successful people sacrifice. They invest in themselves. If you want to flip the switch and open up the windows of heaven so that blessings pour into your life, there are legions of angels waiting for you to make a decision.
And so we look at the word decision, and Kevin takes it down to the root word to decide, and that means to cut away. This is a huge piece of conquering obstacles to achieve success. Cutting away. If you do what is easy, your life is going to be hard. But if you do what is hard, it's a magical thing because your life will be easy. Obstacles will happen. Every time you hear a successful person talk about achieving success, they tell you about the obstacles because obstacles are your chance to leave the competition behind. If there were no obstacles, everyone would be at the finish line.
I am. I want. Which one do you think resonates with frequency? Focus on your dreams, placing yourself in the dream as if it is already accomplished. I am.
Gin is a buffet table for success. And we have everything organized really in 3 categories: health, wealth, happiness.
The universe has given you exactly what you wanted to help make your dreams come true. This is an answer to your prayers. The question is, do you realize the gift that's been given to you?
So a lot of the things that you might have thought might have been your downfall actually become your greatest strength.
You got 48 hours to make a decision, something that changes you.
You gotta have a dream.
You got to have consistency. You have to consistently do it. See, most don't stay consistent. They don't do it long enough consistently.
If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish, or gold, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it. You have something special. You've got greatness in you.
Well, that just tells a little bit of the tale. And I'll tell you this. So many millionaires and multimillionaires are going to come out of that room. Within a year, you're going to see people across stage saying, I was in that room. I was a partner in the Kevin Trudeau fan club. I tapped into Kevin's energy. I got the money processes. I got the relationship processes. I participated in the training. I did what is required to do to change me on the inside. And when the inside changes, the outside changes. As within, so without. We'll talk more about that actually later this week because we have a couple other events coming in. And I'm going to give them away for free to you. So stay with us on Wednesday when I talk about how you can go to these some of the events absolutely free. All right, so here's some of the news. Oh, before I show you the news, I got to show you how to train a chicken. I talked about this before. I said if you can train a killer whale or a dog, or if you can train a dolphin, okay, they're pretty smart animals. But if you can train a chicken to do what you want, you can train your mind. You can train yourself. You can get control of your thoughts. You can quiet your mind. You don't have to have that chatterbox going on nonstop in your head that is self-sabotaging you. I got a little video here of an example of a guy who, in just a short period of time, we're talking a couple days, trained some chickens to do some pretty cool things. Take a look at this.
No audio on it.
Some of these chickens are real big athletes, by the way. Yeah, jump. Jump! They're waiting one after the other. This one here is doing the dog thing, going around. They're given the green light. Go! And they know who to follow. Oh, that gives a 10 out of that one. That was pretty nice. Now they're trying to fly they're told, try to fly, try to fly. That's just the beginning. I got more, I'll show you later at another time, where they just pop a little clicker and these chickens do whatever they want. The point is, it's really important because some of you think that your mind is just, it takes over your life. Your thoughts are out of control, and it's true. You got to learn how to train your mind, train your thoughts. That's the first critical step to success, being able to be in control of your mind and instead of having your mind control you. We'll talk more about that. All right, so here's some of the news that they don't want you to know about. Biden administration rule makes it harder to fire federal employees. Now, this is very significant. This is a very significant headline because every 4 years, if you do an analysis, the number of federal and state, we'll call it government employees and contractors, goes up. The government, the bureaucracy gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And once a person gets into the government, it doesn't matter if they're effective or incompetent. It doesn't matter if they show up for work or don't show up for work. It doesn't matter if they show up drunk or high on drugs. It doesn't matter if they do a good job or a bad job. And it doesn't make a difference if they even do the job. They can't be fired at the end of the day. And that's why the government worker, and by the way, if you are a government worker, state, local, or federal, there are many of you that are outstanding, and I've met you. And when I meet somebody at the DMV that's sharp and pleasant and nice and on top of things and customer service oriented, I'm a little bit amazed, but I thank them for their service. They do a great job, and if that's you, you got my salute and you got my applause. But as we do know, that many times that's not the case. The government workforce, which is growing and growing and growing, and I'm going to be a little political here, not to tell you or suggest who you should vote for or what ideology or policies you should back up, because that's your own personal choice. Just make sure you make that choice based on facts and your own heart. What logically makes the most sense, not what just sounds good. So we'll put them in two categories, and there's the ultra-conservatives and the ultra-left-wing liberals. And then there's people in between, right? Okay. So the left-wing liberal organization, they want to stay in power, and all politicians want to stay in power. Let's just get that handled. So everybody wants to, first off, stay in power. Right now, the governments are 90% left-wing liberal. And we know that because in all the polling, they are left-wing Democrat liberal. Therefore, if you are in politics, if you're a politician and you're a left-wing liberal, you want more and more and more and more people working for the government, because you're going to have a stronger increasing base of voters that will vote left-wing liberal. And that way you stay in power. Also, if the government, the career government workers, they don't get elected, they're the ones who really run the government. If they're left-wing liberal, then that means even if there's a Republican president, a Republican Senate, and a Republican conservative House of Representatives, the millions of government workers and contractors, they're not going to follow orders. They are still going to be implementing their left-wing liberal policy. So that's where we have this, they call it the deep state. And that's factual. Nobody really denies that. This is why the Democrats want to make it harder and harder and harder to fire anybody who's already in the deep state, who's a government worker. Well, Trump came in and said, we're going to change that. And so the headline here reads, feeling of dread spreads across federal workforce as second Trump term looms. And it says the federal workforce is on edge and bracing itself for a likelihood that its ranks will be purged when President-elect Trump takes office. Because Trump said, look, if you're not doing a good job, you're fired. We're only going to keep people who are efficient, effective, work hard, and are following orders and doing what the elected people tell you to do instead of you doing the left-wing liberal policies that you want to follow. This is huge and critical. And somebody says, well, is this really true? FEMA supervisor fired for ordering storm crews not to help Trump voters. This article goes on to say, and this is all 100% documented. I don't just give you a hearsay. I verify everything. There's when Hurricane Milton hit Florida, FEMA, the federal relief agency, the federal agency came in, and one of the supervisors, who's a left-wing liberal who hates Trump and hates conservatives, said to the FEMA workers, if anybody has a Trump sign, don't help them. Don't go to that house. This is outrageous. This is supposed to be a left-wing, liberal, compassionate person. They care about illegal immigrants. They care about illegal immigrants. Make sure you give the illegal immigrants a house. Make sure you give the illegal immigrants a place to live, food, shelter, clothing, free medical care, a cell phone, $2,000 a month on a Visa card, give them free education. We have to have compassion for these illegal immigrants. That's the left-wing liberal. But if you're a Trump voter, where's the compassion? Let's be honest now. And I have friends who are left-wing liberals, close, dear friends that I love, absolutely love. But the friends that I have that are left-wing liberals, they don't spit on a right-wing conservative friend of mine. They will disagree respectfully and have a conversation and have dinner. That's the left-wing liberal that I love. Somebody who's open to listening and challenging a different opinion. Same thing with the right-wing conservative. Open to the other side. Let's debate. Let's argue. But let's shake hands. We don't spit on people. Does this make sense? This is permeating, the left-wing liberalism has permeated all of our education. So our young people are getting indoctrinated in one side of the aisle's policies. It's not an open discussion. In college campuses around the world, primarily the elite college campuses, a conservative speaker cannot speak. They're spit on, bottles are thrown at them, and they're not allowed to even present their opinion and idea. This is censorship. This is Nazism. This is fascism. So the left wing calls Trump a fascist. They don't even know what the word means. Many of you don't even know what the word means. But that's what fascism is. The left wing are exercising fascist policies by not letting any opposition speak. They do this at colleges all over the country and all over the world. The deans are 100% left-wing. Article. Columbia, which is much of our newscasts around America anyway, they're all Columbia grads. 3 Columbia deans resign over texts that touched on anti-Semitic tropes. So 3 Columbia deans were caught texting their hatred toward Jews. And these unbelievable anti-Semitic comments that were beyond the pale, they were forced to resign. In these schools today, when Trump won the first time and when he won now, do you know that major universities across the nation said, we are going to have a couple days off. We're going to shut down the school for a couple days because Trump won, so that the students can mourn that Trump won. And because they are traumatized, they can't handle it, We're going to give them crayons and Legos and painting and some coloring books to help. And we're going to bring in psychology counselors. This is true. I'm not making this up. Because the college students, they are traumatized that Trump won, and they can't handle it. So we need to give them a couple of days off and bring in psychologists to give them counseling and some crayons and so forth. Really? They didn't shut down the school when Biden won because the Trump supporters were traumatized. Do you understand this? The majority of these kids are traumatized? Okay, first off, I don't want you working for me because you get no backbone. Well, wake up and smell the coffee, smell the roses, welcome to the real world. Stuff is going to happen in the world that you don't like. Get over it. How do you get over it? Well, I have something to show you which is a little bit amazing. Probably noted worldwide as the greatest psychotherapist in the history of man, who has treated probably more people and cured more people of trauma than anyone else. I have a clip of him actually doing a live trauma eliminating session. And I'm going to show it to you right now because this shows you the power that you can use to eliminate trauma from your life. Trey, let's show that clip.
About the problem that you wish to address.
Oh, okay. Well, I have this fear of being buried alive in a box. I start thinking about being buried alive and I begin to panic.
Has anyone ever tried to bury you alive in a box?
No, but truly thinking about it does make my life horrible. I mean, I can't go through tunnels or be in an elevator or in a house, anything boxy.
So what you're saying is you're claustrophobic.
Yes, that's it.
All right, well, let's go, Catherine. I'm going to say two words to you right now. I want you to listen to them very, very carefully. Then I want you to take them out of the office with you and incorporate them into your life.
Well, shall I write them down?
Well, if it makes you comfortable, it's just two words. We find most people can remember them.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here they are.
Stop it! I'm sorry?
Stop it!
Stop it?
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T.
So, what are you saying?
You know, it's funny. I say two simple words, and I cannot tell you the amount of people who say exactly the same thing you're saying. I mean, this is not Yiddish, Catherine. This is English. Stop it.
So, I should just stop it.
There you go. I mean, you don't want to go through life being scared of being buried alive in a box, do you? I mean, that sounds frightening.
It is.
Then stop it.
I can't. I mean, it's been with me since childhood.
No, we don't go there. Just stop it.
There's more to that clip. It's like a 6-minute clip if you haven't seen it. Bob Newhart, stop it. I'll tell you the reason why I like that, because success is a decision away. Everything in life is a decision away. And right now, we have kids going through school that are being indoctrinated by a certain ideology. And whether you agree with the ideology or not is irrelevant. You may think, well, there's a lot of left-wing ideologies and policies that I agree with. Maybe there's some conservative ones that I agree with. It doesn't matter if you're a conservative or a liberal. I love you all, and I'm not taking a side or position here. What I'm suggesting is we have to be open to all points of view. We can't hate a certain group. And these are the same people who say, stop hate. We must be inclusive. So the left wing specifically touts inclusive. We need to include everybody. if you're gay, if you're heterosexual, if you're trans, if you're, I don't even know all the names anymore. If you're tall and fat, if you're black and white, if you're Asian, if you're Indian, no matter what the race, no matter what the religion, no matter what the sexual orientation, no matter what country you come to, no matter what language you speak. Inclusive, inclusive, inclusive. Unless you like Trump. Tuh, tuh, tuh. I hate you. Do you understand that? How can you say, choose love, eliminate hate, we must stop all hate, and then say I hate Trump and I hate Trump people? Does this make any sense? Love everybody. If you're an ultra right-wing conservative, and there's a lot of things that I will challenge a right-wing conservative on. I will challenge some of these things. If you're an ultra left-wing liberal, there's a lot of things I will challenge you on too. But let's have a debate. Let's have a discussion about the policy. How is that policy going to affect your life? There are women all over the internet, and every one of The View says that Donald Trump is now president and I as a woman have lost all my rights. I've investigated and I've talked to so many people. I mean, people in positions of power. And I say, can you tell me specifically what rights you have lost or will lose that Trump is president? Well, the right to an abortion. Well, no, that's up to the states. Trump didn't eliminate abortion. It has nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with your state. The Supreme Court just said it's not a federal law. It should be a state choice. And if you notice, all of the legislation in states making sure that women had a right to a legal abortion, they've been voted on by the people and they're all granted. It doesn't appear to me that a woman has lost a right to a legal abortion. And if you're in a state where it's more restrictive, then you have a choice. You can go to a blue state where you have complete abortion rights. So in America, Trump didn't eliminate any rights. What about rights of having a high-level position? Well, Trump is the first president and the only president ever to appoint a woman in the chief of staff position. Oh, yeah, he hates women. Biden didn't do it. Obama didn't do it. Trump appointed a woman. And he appointed a woman as the UN ambassador. His first two appointments were women. If you look at the Trump organization, the women say, Trump empowers women here. We have the ability to make as much or more money than any man and to hold any position of authority. He doesn't care if you're a woman, if you're gay, if you're straight. He could care less. If you're black, if you're white, he just wants to know, are you the best, toughest son of a gun who's going to kick ass in this position? Then you got the job. And it doesn't matter if you're a black woman, a white guy, if you're 60 years old, if you're 25. Look, and I'm not saying that I love everything about Trump. Of course not. I mean, there was a lot of things about Joe Biden I liked. I mean, the guy was a career politician and he did a lot of good things until he got a little senile. And you can argue about policy differences. Okay, fine. And I thought Obama was a magnificent speaker and did a lot of wonderful good things, being the first black U.S. president. I thought was a wonderful, magnificent thing for the country and the world. I disagreed with some of his policies. But there was a lot of things that, you could compromise on because he does have a different ideology. I don't hate the guy. The point is love, right? Compassion. So if you're watching and you're a left-wing liberal, let's debate policy. Many of the things you agree with, I'll say, yeah, I think you're right on the money here. But everyone's going to have a different opinion. And you should talk to people who have different opinions than you. If you look at The View and you listen to how they speak, and if you watch any of the morning shows on ABC, NBC, CBS, and around the world, it's the same. And you listen to the anchors, you listen to the commentators, they live in a bubble. They don't talk to anyone that doesn't think exactly like they do. Where's the inclusivity? We need to be inclusive, except if you're a right-wing conservative. We are inclusive. We have trans. I don't even know what the names are, Trey, anymore. We used to be a transvestite. They don't use that name anymore.
I think trans covers it.
Trans? Okay. LBGTQ, XYZ, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever that. Look, inclusive. We need people from different religions. We need different races. We need different nationalities. People born in different countries. We need men. We need women. We need in between. We need gay. We need straight. We need in between. We need, I don't know what the thing is. A guy who thinks he's a girl who thinks he's a guy, whatever. And there's no judgment here. But that's the inclusive. We have to be inclusive of everybody. We can't hate anybody. We have to be inclusive of everybody, except if you're a right-wing conservative who likes Trump. Where's the love? Stop hate. No, man, they have more hate in their heart than any right-wing conservative. Tell you what, those left-wing liberals, they hate, man. Except some of the wonderful ones, like my friends. And I have a lot of left-wing liberals who are wonderful people who don't have hate. And they're not happy that Trump's in because they think it's going to be bad for the economy and bad for the world and bad for different things because they don't agree with the policies. Great, let's debate policy. But that's a different thing. So the point is with you is, don't be traumatized. And when you think about all the students who are traumatized at these ultra elite schools because Trump won, that cracks me up. These people are weak, spineless, brainwashed. And that should be something that you should think of. Think about it. Your life is what you choose to make it. And if you are scared of being buried alive in a box, stop it! I'm Kevin Trudeau. Thanks for watching. We have a great show on Wednesday. Make sure you catch it. I got a lot more stuff to talk about that's going to blow your way. And I'm giving stuff away for free again on Wednesday, right before my hearing on Friday. So do what you can. You see all the websites. Like this, comment on this. Make sure you subscribe. Share this video with as many people as you can. Remember, the best is always yet to come. And believe and you receive. Doubt and go without. I'm Kevin Trudeau. We'll see you next time.